Good job, Infinity Ward. Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. This is my multiplayer first impressions of the Continuum DLC pack in Infinite Warfare. As you may have already guessed, and if you did tune in to the live stream that I did this morning, as well as the stream highlight that I will hopefully get up for you, I, surprisingly, really enjoy these maps. Not only do I enjoy the maps, but the buffed SMG, oh my goodness, it's just so fantastic. And on PC, it was awful. I was testing it, it was just like a horrible marshmallow weapon. Now it's amazing, and that probably has something to do with why I enjoyed these maps so much. However, I really like these maps. Let's start from the maps that I like the worst to the maps that I like the best. By far, the map that I dislike the most is the Rust remake. Not the High Rise remake, the Rust remake. The Rust remake is, you know, like it is what it is, and I may have had a bad first impression with it, but playing Rust in Infinite Warfare with boost jumping, and it's just kind of everything that I don't like. Now, it's not necessarily a bad map, but it's supposed to be kind of like the Nuketown or the Dome. Not even the Dome, but like the Nuketown of, well, Modern Warfare 2, and it's brought back here, and it's just not my cup of tea. I hate Nuketown, don't think it's fun. When I was playing Rust, I got a good couple games, you know, and it was good. I like the expanse that they've done on it. They've expanded a little bit. I think it's good for... It's better in terms of strategy, but really when you're playing Rust, you're not really going for strategy, and it still feels chaotic and crazy, which is great for some people, but if that's your cup of tea, great. It's just not my cup of tea. Not a bad map, just something that I don't prefer. Moving on to the next map, and that is going to be Scrap. I think that's what it is, Scrap. This map, oh, this map. I like this map, and I know, that's weird, but it's like my least favorite out of the remaining two of the maps, and because... it feels a little bit awkward. It's just a little tiny bit awkward. What I do love about the map is that it's not necessarily linear, it's not three-laned, it is an oval shape, but it flows really interestingly, and I'm going to need to play a little bit more to really get it down. But one thing that I will say, I was playing Domination, and by the A and C area, surprisingly, in the wide open area, that's where I was having the most success, and I think I figured out why I enjoy that area. That is where assault rifles really benefit. That's where they're most valuable there, and that's just something we haven't gotten in Call of Duty for a long time because we were so fast-paced, actiony. Oh, everything's sprinting, jumping, boosting everywhere. But this particular section of map, you have to be good on your aim at a distance. You have to be good at a distance of shooting people, and that's something we haven't gotten for so long. I actually want to snipe on this map because the sightlines are so long, but of course we still get the boost jumping people everywhere. That's just neither here nor there. But this is the closest I've ever come to really appreciating that, hey, maybe a submachine gun isn't the best case scenario for this this map, and it's really cool, and I need to get some more game time with it to really understand. I think I got a bad team too because they were just capping us. But the thing is, we had a terrible team, we lost by a lot, but I was still able to do well because I was still able to hold down a certain section of the map. I wasn't being overwhelmed by enemies constantly spawning, just flipping spawns all the time. No, I was able to get some sort of map control even if I wasn't able to capture a flag or win the game for us. And that is something that is so reminiscent about Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Ghosts that it's just, oh, it was so fantastic to feel again. Moving on to the next map, it's going to be the art gallery one. I completely forgot what it is, but you see it on screen here. This one is probably a lot of people's favorite because it is the most Treyarchy map. It is the most three-lane simplistic map, but this is a three-lane simplistic map done well. This is not just 3 routes. There are many different routes. This is what I would call like a 5-lane map, a 5-route map in a 3-lane map, if that makes any sort of sense. I saw somebody critique me whenever I said 3-lane maps because they're like, well, if you look at Call of Duty Ghost maps, a lot of those were 3 lanes, like Prison Break and that stuff. And Warhawk. The difference being between those 3-lane maps and the Treyarch 3-lane maps is that the Treyarch 3-lane maps usually only have 3 different routes, and maybe you can cross across the middle with like 1 or 2 different ways. You know, this is something that's been in Black Ops 2. You see it with Plaza, Express, Slums. Oh my goodness, I hate Slums so much. They're very boring. There's not a lot of different routes you can go, even though they are 3 lanes. This is a 3-lane map with tons of different routes you can go. There are so many different ways of maneuvering the map, and there are actual areas. It feels like a 3-lane map, but it feels wider. It doesn't feel like there's a spawn that branches into 3 lanes that goes back to another spawn. It feels like there are 3 separate levels to the map. There's 3 different, there's a left side of the map, there's a middle side of the map, and there's a right side of the map. And spawns, what that does to spawns is that spawns can rotate now rather than all out flip. Because when spawns flip, like in Black Ops 3, it's so overwhelming and there's no sense of map control because you just lost your spawn and you're flipping now. Whereas with this style of map, if you think maybe Strike Zone from Call of Duty Ghosts, the spawns rotate. You rotate through the spawns as you get kill horde and kill horde the enemy team, and that is a more controlled way of going about the map. Me, myself, as a solo player, can get more map control even though that our entire team is being spawn killed and everything, because I personally can go and set up on my own portion of map and not have to worry about that. It's difficult, it's a difficult concept, but I definitely feel it in game, and I want to do some live dissecting donuts perhaps to better explain these feelings and better explain these concepts for you. But anyway, moving on to my favorite map. Mother Teresa, the really beautiful, organic, futuristic, the one with the big bones on the side for some reason. This is not only one of the most beautiful maps, I think, in this map pack. It is the most beautiful map in this map pack, I will say, but it is probably the most complex. And this is just straight up Infinity Ward, and I freaking love this map. Windy pathways, windy routes, there's buildings, it's so natural. This feels like a real place. It's beautiful. There's different pathways you can go. Is it a 3-lane map? I honestly can't remember. I haven't played the map enough to know everything about the map. That's the thing. I've played this map maybe 2-3 times. By the way, no one really likes this map. This is probably everyone's least favorite because it is so complex and complicated and people don't understand where people are going, but it's just so fun for me. I understand, at least to at least some level, where the spawns are. I can kind of understand where people are gonna be, but it's not necessarily given to you. It's not necessarily like, oh yeah, here's a 3-lane map, they're going to be on the opposite side. No, you got to figure it out. There's kind of different lanes, there's different areas of the map. I love areas. I love different directions of the map. It's not just like a forward or back thing, it's an around thing. You got to think left and right as well. It's a 2-dimensional map. It's, well, now 3-dimensional game, but this is definitely amazing. And this map pack itself, these 3 new maps and the old map, I don't really count the Rust remake, but these 3 new maps are, if you were to put these 3 maps in Call of Duty Ghosts, the DLC, they would blend in perfectly. I mean, it would be so wonderful, and I want some changes to tactical team deathmatch so that we do get that tactical boots on the ground, complicated maps. Oh, I love it. I want it. These maps, this is a great map pack. This is a fantastic map pack, and it might be just because, you know, I had some good games. I'm kind of euphoric right now. I had low expectations going in, but I genuinely think these are good maps. When I look at it, when I play it, the flow, the style, the strategy, it's there. I haven't used this brain. I haven't had this much fun playing Call of Duty since I think Call of Duty Ghosts. Alright, let's bring it back to reality here as well. This is still Infinite Warfare. You're still gonna have the boost jumps, the packet loss, all that sort of stuff. And my main thing is the footsteps as well. Here is kind of like my mindset for how I think footsteps should be. Just short, sweet, to the point. I feel like if I'm within the same room, if we're inside and we're in the same room, I should be able to hear your footsteps. If I'm in a doorway in between one room and the next room, I should be able to hear most of the rooms that I'm adjacent to, if that makes sense. That's just kind of how I feel it should be. Like, obviously, I don't want to hear somebody across the room that's the room next to me, but you know, I want that level of awareness to be in the game, just to add that layer of depth. I want, I've been running not Dead Silence, but I've been running Tracker And that has honestly helped me, and I think running Dead Silence is going to help me as well. I know it doesn't completely nullify my footsteps if I do run Tracker and Dead Silence, but I feel like it would at least help me out a little bit. But anyway, that's what I've got for you guys today. I am strangely excited for this. I'm strangely excited for this map pack, and I am going to be playing on the PlayStation 4 for a little bit. I don't have the Season Pass for the Xbox just because my friends don't enjoy Infinite Warfare, so, you know, that's alright, we'll just play it on the PlayStation 4, and that will be that. Plus, you know, of course, it gets early, and it's good content for you beautiful people. Let me know your thoughts on the Continuum DLC and Infinite Warfare DLC 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next absolutely beautiful Call of Duty morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.